I'm going to tell you about the time I was hit by a trolley. I was walking my dog downtown where I lived and was just kind of walking along. I noticed the ocean in front of me and kind of thought, I'm going to walk over that direction. And apparently my dog got spooked by something and bolted, and so her leash came out of my hand. And I went after her, didn't hear anything, didn't know anything was coming, and a trolley was coming, and I was on the tracks. And apparently I thought I'm Superwoman because I tried to stop it. I put my hands up like this, and so I was not successful stopping it, and it actually knocked me clean out of my shoes and threw me 20, 30 feet. And according to the police report, the policeman shows up to the scene, and I was sitting on the trolley tracks holding my dog in my lap, and I was missing a bunch of teeth, of course, because the trolley had just hit me. And I just kept telling the police officer, apparently, that if he would just help me find my teeth, then I would collect those and go home, and all would be good. The next thing I remember is a little snippet of time, just kind of realizing that I was inside an ambulance and kind of just looking at the ceiling, realizing I was looking at the ceiling of an ambulance. And I remember him cutting my clothes off. And for some reason, that really sticks in my mind, just feeling the cold scissors going up my clothes. And he was cutting through my leather jacket even. And I don't remember much after that. I was in the trauma unit for 9 days. And they had done emergency wrist surgery when I got there because I had shattered all 4 bones in my wrists. And I also shattered my entire face. So my eye socket, my cheekbones, my nose, and my upper jaw were all completely smashed to pieces. And so about 7 days in, they did the facial reconstruction surgery. And I do remember being in the prep room right before surgery, and the surgeon comes in to kind of give me a look. And my mom had brought in a laptop with pictures of me to show the surgeon, this is what she looks like. Could you kind of make her look like that again? And typical doctor with no bedside manner, she just closes the laptop and says, I'm just going to try to make her look symmetrical, and walks out. And I burst into tears thinking, I'm going to look different. I'm going to come out looking like somebody totally different. In the end, I had 9 surgeries on my face. I have 64 screws in my face and some really cool chicken wire that holds my eye socket together. I realized that I needed to get back to work. I don't do helpless very well, and it's hard to ask for help. I know a lot of people struggle with that. We all feel like we want to be able to do things ourselves, but I was in a place where I had to ask for help. I wanted to get back to work. I wanted to heal. My mom actually went on leave from her job and took care of me. She moved in with me for 6 weeks so she could take care of me. And so 30 days after being hit by a 120-ton trolley going about 30 miles an hour, I was back at work. I was a college professor at the time, and I showed up to work, and my whole face was swollen. My jaw had been wired shut, and I had just finally been able to talk. And my eyeball or my eyelid had actually been sewn shut, and I had just gotten those stitches off. And I had both wrists in casts and was hobbling. And I just showed up to class, and I just kind of said, look at me. I was in a crazy accident about 30 days ago. This is what you got. Get a good look now. We're going to move forward with class. And it was actually pretty cool. Obviously, I felt very vulnerable doing that, but the class was very much on my side, and it was really neat to have them on my side. So every week I was healing more and more, and they were commenting on it. Oh, you look great today. You look great today. Eventually I got a retainer that had teeth in it while my jaw was still healing. And I showed up with that one day, and they kind of cheered me on. Oh, you look so much, you got your teeth. You're looking good. You're getting there. So I learned that it's okay to be vulnerable. People will support you. It was just really neat to feel my class cheering me on. And it was actually a big part of the recovery process to have this group of people there who didn't really know me, but cared a lot about seeing me heal. So I think sometimes part of being resilient is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. It's taking little steps to help you get to where you need to be. But sometimes it also involves diving in head first. And that's what I did for work because I didn't want to ask for help. I didn't want to feel helpless. In the end, I've learned that life is short. I've learned that in the city where I live, about 300 people a year get hit by a trolley or a train, and a third die, a third are disfigured, and a third end up like me. So I feel very lucky. I also learned that having a positive attitude is really important to resilience. So I just kept hearing from people how positive I was. People just kept saying that to me. Oh my gosh, you're so positive. I would be telling the story of being hit by a trolley, and people are like, what's with the smile on your face? You're so positive. And I had everything to be positive for. I lived, and I was going to come out looking pretty normal, and it could have been way worse. I could be missing a limb. I could have died. So I have nothing but positivity for that experience. And so my doctors actually would tell me that they absolutely 100% believed that I was recovering so quickly because of my attitude, and that, my wrist surgeon was saying he'd get people in with a broken pinky and it would take them a year to recover because they were so bitter about it. And here I am, happy as a clam with both my wrists in casts. So I was just happy to be alive. So love a lot, hug often, smile a lot, tell people that you love them and care for them, because you never know. Life is short.